Hi, everyone. I'm Joni Parsons. I'm founder of Revel 11, and it's so nice to have you here today. I'm so thrilled to welcome Manjeet Russell, one of our most wonderful guests that we keep calling back again and again and again. We talked about Chakras 101 a couple of months ago, and it was so popular. We're like, we need to have Manjeet back to do Chakras 201. So here we are today. Manjeet is an intuitive coach, one-on-one, corporate, and so much more. She's here today to help us through what are chakras, what can we do with them, how can we heal with them, what is our authentic self when we use the chakra system. So Manjeet, I'm just going to let you take it away today.
Oh
It's
my
so
gosh.
nice to have you here today.
Well, thank you. Thank you. And thank you, all these beautiful souls here today. I see Tammy and oh my goodness, I see Sophia Giordano, which is like my best friend Laura. So thank you so much for being here. I'm just going to start with this little PowerPoint. I think that seemed to work
Wonderful.
well, don't you think? Um,
Yes, I think that's great.
okay. All right. So let's start with this here. Can anyone
Yeah,
see?
we can see it, but we can see the whole thing. So
There
there
we
we
go.
go. That's
Okay,
perfect.
perfect. Well, welcome. I'm gonna flip through some of these slides a little bit quickly. I am an intuitive life coach, and yes, one of my favorite things to do is gather like-minded souls and talk about chakras and cool stuff like that.
And cool, really cool stuff. You're one of the coolest, Manjeet,
Oh
I
my
have to
gosh,
say.
you're so sweet. I love it. I really wanted to open. So for those of you who did not take the chakra 101 class, please do not worry. We are going to still kind of review the basics of the chakra system. And I wanted to really back it up and just start with this. This is what I call the quadrant healing model. And this is one of my fundamental practices. I believe that that healing is multidimensional. And I believe that we all have these four different quadrants that we acknowledge and sometimes we don't acknowledge. And the one that I find folks really forget about or don't have a lot of working knowledge around is this energetic healing quadrant. And so um, the healing model, the healing, physical healing is really eating healthy, right? It's seeing your doctor, it's honoring your physical health. The emotional healing is the therapy, the healthcare professionals, like getting a life coach, really honoring that emotional component of your being. The spiritual healing, of course, is your faith, meditation, spiritual counselors, all that stuff. And I think the one that I find, like I was saying, most folks forget or don't acknowledge a lot is this energetic component.
Mhm.
And I think when and this really is addressing our chakras, right? Our chakras are where our energy lives in our body and how it manifests and shows up in the world. And so we're going to talk a lot about these chakra systems today. And we're going to talk about how when we're in balance with our chakras or out of balance, they can sometimes create physical and emotional and spiritual distress. Yeah.
Manjeet, why is it that we don't talk about energetic healing?
Yeah, it's a great question.
Mhm.
My theory is that it's kind of out there. It's not something that we right. It's not something that we readily can see,
Mhm.
right? And so that's why I really love this example here. This is essentially where Eastern medicine and Western medicine merge because the seven energetic chakra systems that we're going to talk about today, they actually correlate with major nerve ganglia in our body. So the top of the head, the crown chakra, right? The third eye, these are all physical places where the chakras align. But I think, you make a great point. We can't see it, so it's
Mhm.
difficult to wrap our arms around it.
Mhm. I'm more and more convinced it all has to do with energetic healing, but that's a whole
Yeah.
nother story. So.
Yeah. Yeah. And this is why I love, I did my advanced certification in chakra coaching because I really found that that process really changed my life. It really helped me find balance in a way that I wasn't feeling when I was just addressing my spiritual self, my energetic self, and my physical self, or my emotional self. So let's back it up just a tiny bit here. And this is just a little inquiry for all of you. Maybe think about what are the colors that you avoid. Maybe the colors that you just don't want to wear, you don't like at all. And then maybe think about the colors that you love. And that doesn't mean the colors that you wear. Okay. It might.
So let's put some of these in the chat, Manjeet. So
Yeah, love
for
it.
the colors that you avoid, will you put those in the chat?
Yeah.
So for me, it's blue. I don't wear a lot of blue.
I
How
love
about
that.
you?
Yes. Oh, me.
Yes. What about you?
I really and it's weird. I had a little bit of this aversion to yellow. Not I mean, I like the color, but I
Yeah.
was always a little like I had a resistance to it for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't until I started doing this work with the chakras that I started to understand what yellow meant
Mm-hmm.
and where it lives in my body.
And we have yellow and beige from Gwen, and Sophia said orange. So we're
Okay.
kind of all over the map.
I love it.
Pastels from
Yeah.
Carrie.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah,
And what
really
about the
interesting.
colors that you love? What comes up for you there? Anybody in the chat?
Vermilion. Gwen,
Vermilion.
love
Okay.
my color.
Okay. I
Pink
love the
and
color
blue.
um purple. To me, I'm always attracted to that deep
Purple.
royal blue purple
So
color.
is Kitty.
Okay.
And
Yes.
Monica has been wrapping herself in gold lately, which I have to say I love. Red and sage green from Virginia. So again, just it's so interesting. It's individual, as we all know.
Yeah, it is. And the next inquiry, and all of this will make sense, I promise, as we go through here. Maybe make a note of some of the physical symptoms that you experienced and you have been experiencing in your life. We talked about in Chakras 101, TMJ, right? With you, you had shared,
Yes.
Joni, that that was something that you struggled with. It's this tension in your jaw.
For the last year. It's getting much better, but I've worked with the color blue and really thinking about that and doing some of the healing that you talked about.
Yeah.
So Monica says left knee pain for 2 years now.
Wow.
I would say some bloating.
Yeah. Yeah. Hello.
Right in
Yes.
the yellow. Anyone else?
Yeah.
Well, why don't we go with those? And people are being a little shy on this one. So let's go
that's
ahead.
okay. I love it.
Continue on.
Yeah, make your notes and hold that close. And maybe that, the goal is as we move through, things might start shedding some light here.
Yes.
So what are the chakras, right? We kind of jumped in with there are 7. There are actually a lot more than 7 chakras. But for this time frame and sense and purposes, we're going to focus on the 7 main chakra systems. And in Sanskrit, the word chakra means wheel or spinning. So in essence, these are spinning forces of energy within our bodies. And there's 7 of them that go all the way from our root chakra, right in our, right below our buttock, all the way to the top of our crown. These 7 energy centers within our body, they're an integrator. It's a way for us to integrate our energy and our health. Yeah. So my theory, and lots of people out there, is that when our chakra systems are stuck, right, we can actually start feeling sick and we start feeling ill in certain ways. It can manifest in physical form. So when the chakras are flowing and open and acknowledged, And sometimes these chakras just want to be acknowledged. Sometimes they just want to say, hey, I'm here. I'm your creative self. I'm your second chakra. Let me out. I want to play. Right?
You need to listen.
You gotta listen to me. That is an opening of those beautiful chakra systems. So today we're going to talk a little bit about each one of those chakras because they can either be balanced, they can be overactive, and they can also be underactive. Okay. And in that imbalance, in any one of those stages, we can start manifesting potentially some of the physical, emotional, and spiritual dis-ease. Now, this does not live in a bubble, right? Because we're talking about the quadrant healing model. So I want to really preface this. If you are experiencing or share that you are, you're seeing a correlation with the energy blocks and some physical manifestation, it's still very, very critical that you honor your physical healing, right? Still going through the motions of going to your physician, getting the help that you need and the medication. Like for myself, for example, I have a low thyroid. It's my throat chakra, right? And I'm on a medication for that, but I'm also working on the energy around that. So it's not an or, right? It's an and. Okay. So I just want to be very clear about that. Yeah. Okay. So let's start with our beautiful root chakra, right? It's located in the base, really low in our pelvis. This resonates with the color red, and it's about grounding and being very present in our life. So this root chakra is really critical with us feeling safe in the world. Yeah. It's interesting because a lot of folks that have an imbalance in their root chakra, they really struggle with self-care, taking care of themselves, putting themselves as a priority, grounding themselves, right? So here is what a balanced root chakra looks like. It looks like great physical health, right? Fitness, stable, grounded, an attitude of abundance and safety. But when our root chakra is overactive, we feel greedy, defensive, paranoid, materialistic, avoids involvement, slow into moving into action. So there's a resistance here. The overactive root chakra is fear, right? Living in a lack of abundance, a doubting mentality, lacking the discipline to trust. Yeah. Anybody relate to any of these?
Very much. Yeah, you can wave.
Yeah.
It's just so interesting to see how they correlate to what's going on in our body, our emotions, how we act out. And I just find this absolutely fascinating, Manjeet. So
good.
you.
Yes. Well, and this chakra is really, really powerful with Gaia, right? Mother Earth. And Mother Earth is known to give us grounding and what I call freedom energy, liberation energy. So when we anchor into our beautiful Mother Earth, right, we start to feel a sense of safety and security in our life. And so let's talk about how this manifests potentially, right?
So just really quickly, Mindy wants to know, can you have it both over and underactive?
Yes, great question.
Okay, great
Mindy.
question. Thanks, Mindy.
How come you're so smart, Mindy? You beat me to the yes. The thing about these, right? When you think about energy centers, they're constantly moving. Sometimes they're expanded way big, and sometimes they're really, really constricted. And so the goal here is to identify when I'm overactive so that I can bring it back into balance. When am I underactive? So I can bring it back into balance, expansion. But yes, we live in a constant flux of our chakras going in and out of balance all the time. And so, yes, it's very, very common for people to go, I can be a bit paranoid, but also I really doubt myself. 100%. Yes. Did that answer your question?
Yes, she said.
Yes. Awesome. So when your root chakra feels, discombobulated, either over or underactive, physically, it can manifest as overweight or underweight. sciatica, that horrible pain in your back. Yeah. Eating disorders, problems with your knees, feet, legs, spine, buttocks. So I think, Monica, you were mentioning your knee. It was interesting because when you said that, Joni, I heard left knee, and the left side of your body is typically maternal or mother energy, so female energy. Yeah. So if it's only one-sided, it might have something to do with a relationship with a female or mother. Yeah.
Interesting.
And then IBS. Yeah. Emotionally, it might look like you're in survival mode. You're constantly moving, moving, moving. There's a lack of self-esteem, no social order, insecurity, materialistic, right? And then spiritually, it might look something like fear, right? You're not grounding into Mother Earth. So you're having this fear of expansion into spirit. And if you think about that, your crown chakra is the one that's connecting you to spirit and the universal consciousness. And that is the absolute opposite, right? Is your root. Yeah. So here you might also find like you have a hard time meditating, might be difficult connecting to your heart chakra as well, which we're going to talk about a little bit later. Anybody resonate with any of these? Because
So much.
Yeah. If there is anybody with any of these, I do have some of these chakra cards. And I use these when I do my chakra coaching alignment sessions. But I was just going to throw one out there. If anybody wanted to raise their hand, if they had something, okay.
How about Tammy?
Tammy, okay. So, wow. So Tammy, I'm going to just pull this little card here. And these basically are, yeah, this is your card. It's because it flew out and I put it back in and it came out again. So this is trusting your instincts. Your card is renewal. Okay. So when this comes up around your root chakra, it's essentially saying, Tammy, it's time to embrace a new grounding and rooting foundation for yourself. You are re-rooting yourself, and it's a renewal. And that can feel kind of scary, right? It can feel difficult, but it's absolutely beautiful and magical. You're in a beautiful state of renewal. Huh? Does that resonate with you?
Yes.
Wonderful. Thanks, Tammy
Yes.
and
Thank you,
Manjeet.
Tammy.
Okay,
All
let's go to
right.
another one, and there'll be other opportunities.
Oh
for
yeah,
you to get
we got
cards.
7 of them. We got
We've
7
got
chakras.
7.
Yeah.
We are.
So
Continuing on with the root chakra.
yes, just a really quick for the root chakra, these are just some affirmations that you can embody to say, to really help you ground yourself and feel supported. I am grounded and present and safe. I love and listen and care for my body, right? You get to create a new verbiage in your mind around safety. Okay. Shall we move on?
Yes, let's do
Okay,
2. Yay, the sacral chakra.
So this is the color orange. So for those of you who had mentioned the color orange, that you have either an aversion to or a love of, this is your sacral chakra. The element here is water, and we're made up of 80% water, right? So this chakra is all about flow of creativity and sexual energy, because this is actually located in your womb. I mean, I'm assuming we're all women. I shouldn't, but we got a couple dudes. So
we've had dudes before.
Yeah, and I love that. But for us, it's right in that sexual region. Yeah. So this chakra gets really ignited when we're resolving past issues of trauma. And it's really, really important to connect with our beautiful sacral chakra when we're dealing with love, loving ourselves and loving others. That's our heart chakra. Okay. There's a lot of connection to our chakras with the heart, because I call the heart the master processor. We're going to talk about her a little bit later, but she's kind of the bridge between the top 3 chakras and the bottom 3 chakras. So our beautiful heart chakra is just this ever overflowing place of love and light and acceptance and forgiveness. Yeah. So the theme here, no surprise, movement, desire, creativity. When we're in balance here, we really move through change easily. So if you really struggle with change, your sacral chakra might be kind of trying to deal with that, trying to work with the over and under activity of that. An overactive sacral chakra, it looks like poor emotional boundaries. Yeah. Emotional roller coasters, over emotional, sexual addiction, underactive, lack of emotion, right? Needy, dependent, possessive, making life with shoulds, kind of feeling like a victim of your life. Yeah. So the integration with this root chakra is really just feeling safe. So you really want to go deep into that root chakra to help you feel safe in the world. Yeah. Anybody relate to these?
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay.
Jackie does.
Jackie. Okay.
Really.
Yes. Okay. So the way this might show up for you physically is low back pain. It might look like bladder issues, reproductive disorders, dry skin, which I think is really interesting. But our skin is our biggest organ. It's our largest organ. It is the biggest one that helps relieve toxins, right? From our system. Impotence, knee problems. So emotionally, that might look like blaming others, feeling guilty, money problems. And even when I say money problems, when the sacral chakra is imbalanced, we actually create problems with money, because that's what's comfortable. Isn't that interesting, right? It isn't until we get to this moment in time that we say, you know what? Screw that shit. I don't want to do it anymore. I'm not going to do it anymore. Creating balance. Creativity blocks. So a lot of really, really powerful creative folks really suffer with this chakra. It's over and it's under.
Mm-hmm.
Spiritually, lack of purpose, feeling isolated, hungry for a religious connection or spiritual connection, and then guilt. Anybody resonate with this? Yeah. Is anyone open to a card around this? Okay. Yeah. Okay. We're going full woo-woo, Joni.
Yes, we are. Let's do this.
All right.
Looking for somebody who wants a card.
I think, and we got
Did you see
Lorelei.
somebody? Lorelei?
Lorelei.
Or Lorelei?
Oh. Wow. Okay. So your card is completion. Completion. Okay. So when I say that, what does that mean to you? That word around your sacral chakra.
Lorelei, you can take
unmute
yourself off mute.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, there we go. My thing is I notice going through change is very easy for me right now. But what helped me to do that is I rested for the last 2 days.
Ah.
And
okay.
but other than that, it's just and then I said, no, I need to take time to rest. And now today I feel very centered. But you said completion. So
Yes.
I'm in about 2 more hours and we're going to complete something. So thank you.
I love
fantastic. I love when it's so aligned like that. Thanks for sharing. Lorelei.
I love that. Yes. And I also feel like that completion it's almost like there's a closing of a chapter.
Mhm.
And sometimes that's it can be a very visual thing. Close the chapter and then move forward. Take a deep breath. You've completed it. You get to move on. Yeah. Love it.
Wonderful.
Yay.
Thank
Congratulations.
you. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah. Thank you for opening your sacral chakra to us. Fantastic. So here are some beautiful, and I'll have these in the replay. So feel free to watch the replay and take notes of these. These are actually from the first workshop as well. So I love touching and feeling surfaces. I embrace the flow and creativity in my life. I mean, yes, right? solar plexus energy. Oh, yes.
Yeah, and this video will be on our Revel 11 YouTube channel starting tomorrow. So you're welcome to go there and look at Chakras 101 with Manjeet and then Chakras 201 with Manjeet as well.
Yes, please.
Continue on.
Yay, awesome. Yes.
Now let's go to number 3, the solar plexus chakra.
Okay, so
It's all about fire.
it's all about fire and power, right? So, and this resonates with the color yellow. And I know some of you may have remembered I had mentioned that is the color that I love, but I'm kind of nervous about, right? And sometimes, and what I've learned is it is a struggle for me sometimes to embrace my power, yeah, and to show up the way I want to show up in the world. And so this has been, kind of life-changing for me to say, okay, I can own my own power. I can be in my power. And that doesn't mean I'm egotistical or a bossy bitch or mean or, I can be in my power and still be kind and compassionate.
Mm-hmm.
This is the balanced version of a solar plexus energy. Yeah. So we think about the root chakra, right? It's about foundation. We move up into the second chakra, and that's about acknowledging emotion and passion. And then the third chakra here is about action. Yeah. It's about embracing your self-worth and your power. So this is a lot of trust, right? Trusting in yourself and your power. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about the balanced solar plexus. These are those people that are really responsible with their thoughts and words. They live in high integrity. They are masterful. They're warm and they're inviting. Yeah. When that solar plexus is overactive, however, they can become resentful, explosive, comparative, judging, scattered, dominating. And we've seen this, right? We all know people like this, right?
Absolutely.
And now you get to say, your solar plexus is totally overactive.
Yes.
No, don't say that. That'll just piss them off. But
like, what? Are you weird? Are you woo-woo?
I know. Are you woo-woo person? But underactive is really the opposite. It is that weak will. It's the low self-esteem. It's that passiveness that's really disempowering, fearful to take risks in the world. Yeah. So anybody resonate with this energy, this solar plexus over or under activity? And I would love to pull a card for you if you do.
I'll do it. I'll pull a.
Oh, okay. All right, Jackie. Hi, Jackie.
Hi. More on the underactive side, I would say, the fearful to take risk.
Okay.
Thanks for sharing, Jackie.
Yeah, thank you so much. So this is really interesting because I got abundance. Yeah. Does that word resonate with you?
It sounds good.
Yes.
Could use some of that right now. No.
Yes. So the solar plexus energy, right? It is about like our thoughts becoming reality. So this is, whenever I see this card for folks, it really tells me it's time for you to embrace the mentality and the feeling and the energy of abundance. It's already yours. It's already done. It's yours. Take it. Own it. Right?
I love this card.
I do too.
Jackie,
it sounds so good.
Are you bringing all of this in? Just go, I want more abundance. I want more abundance.
Yes. And I would actually even reframe the I want to I have abundance.
I have.
You see the difference?
Yes.
Yes. It's not a matter of
making that change.
No problem, Joni. Yeah. This is what I do. This is coaching 101. That's empowering that language, because your brain remembers that. It's, when we say I want something, our body just thinks of wanting it. But when you say I have it, it's mine. I got it. It's done. It's done. Yeah. Abundance is yours. It's right there. Okay.
Okay. Thank you. That sounds good. I could resonate with what you were saying about sort of trying to own your power. That's been difficult and not, so hopefully strengthen that solar plexus. Yeah.
Yay, I love
Chakra.
it.
Thank
And
you, Jackie, so much.
yeah, and that's really how we do that, right? Is by using language like this. I make decisions based on needs, desires, and passion. I am the architect of my life. The word abundance as well. I feel like this is really important to say. It's not just about money, right? Abundance is about worthiness. It's about this feeling of abundance in friendships and relationships. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing around you right now. Is sometimes we forget about the abundance that is already in our life. And it's like your solar plexus is saying, yeah, you are an abundant soul in lots of different areas other than money as well as money. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. I don't think we did this one. Did we do this one? The physical symptoms of the solar plexus?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
No.
No.
So this will be interesting, Jackie, if some of these resonate with you as well. Stomach issues, ulcers, chronic fatigue, weight just around the middle, diabetes, right? That's where our pancreas is, our powerful pancreas with all its insulin and all that stuff. Hypertension, digestive issues, self-esteem issues, fear of rejection. Yeah. Overly emotional, paranoid, indecisive, just general fear, having just general fear in your life. Lots of inner critic paralysis, which is, it's that you talk yourself out of stuff. And then in the spiritual realm, it looks like difficulty in meditation connecting, undisciplined. Does this resonate with you?
Yeah, for me, especially the emotional side, not as much on the physical, but the emotional and spiritual, and a little bit in the physical, digestive, but not, yeah, really relates on the emotional and spiritual part.
Oh, I love that. Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't love that you
Yeah.
I don't love that.
But I love that we're connecting the dots.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. And that's what I think Joni and I, we're so excited about doing this is, whatever tools you can take from this that are going to
Yes.
connect some of the dots for you to create
Mhm.
wellness and happiness in your life, take it. Take what resonates with you and just leave the rest. Yeah.
You took the words right out of my mouth, Manjeet.
I
Take what you
know.
need and leave the rest and just let it go.
Yeah, yes, right. I love that. Yeah. So being the architect of your life and owning that.
So the heart chakra, here we go. I love this one.
Oh, yes, the heart. Everybody, let's take a nice deep breath in, shall we? Because the element is air. Ready? 1, 2, 3 in. And let it out slow. Love it. So what we're doing is connecting our beautiful heart chakras together, right? Our beautiful heart and lung energy with breath. Breath is a very powerful way for us to connect with our heart chakras, and we can do it immediately. So whenever we're feeling disconnected in any shape or form, if there's one thing that you take away from this whole, workshop, is breathe. Yeah. Take a moment to breathe. This chakra is all about being open to love. And this isn't just about loving others. In my experience, most people love others very easily. Where they struggle is loving themselves unconditionally.
Isn't that true?
Right? We forget. And this is a big part of the heart chakra. Remember it's spinning, it's overactive and it's underactive. It's overactive when we're giving too much.
Mhm.
And it's underactive when we don't give ourselves anything. Yeah. And I mentioned this before, this beautiful heart chakra. It's so powerful, right? It is the bridge between the lower 3 chakras, the grounding, emotional intelligence, and the power center. It connects those 3 to the higher chakras, which are all about enlightenment and connecting with spirit. Okay. So I call her the master processor, the heart chakra is the master. Yeah. The theme here is relationships, love, and forgiveness. And so when we're balanced, you can imagine, right? We feel empathetic. We're open. The biggest thing I notice about a really balanced heart chakra is people feel a very high level of acceptance for other people. They remove judgment very easily, and they are at peace. Yeah. We all know people like this. And we just go, oh, how do they do that? Like, this is a balanced heart chakra. Yeah. Overactive, just what you would imagine. Codependency, poor boundaries, impatient, jealous, possessive, right? Always looking outward for love, finding their love from other people versus themselves. Underactive, shy, depressed, immature, helpless, feeling judged, feeling bitter, right? You know, people that live in that, when their heart was wounded, they live in that place over and over and over again, right? This is an underactive heart chakra that does not allow for expansion. Yeah. Anybody resonate with these? Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna do the attributes here, and then we'll find somebody who really resonates with this. Yeah.
Wonderful. That's great.
Okay. The heart chakra attributes physically, it looks like high blood pressure, certain types of cancer, asthma, shortness of breath, right? No wonder that the heart chakra element is air, right? Circulatory issues, shallow breathing, and tension between the blades. So it's all right here. Okay, Virginia, she got a hand up.
Outstanding.
All right. Emotionally, this looks like problems with relationships, right? And a lot of times I find it's an over giving of their love, which then they can't understand. Why do I feel so depleted? All I'm doing is loving this person, right? The problem might be you're not letting them love you back.
All relate to that in some way.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Jealousy, despair. And then spiritually, that might look like, you know, just really being unable to ground, being unable to find those 3 lower chakras. So is it Virginia? Am I ready to give you a card,
Yeah,
honey?
Virginia.
Okay. All right.
Yes, please.
Oh, wow. Gossip. Woo!
Well, that is very interesting.
Is that an, yeah? Tell me why. I'm curious.
Well, because I have had related to me in other ways that I have had damage over the protective part of my heart, and I am a very accepting person. I don't judge people. I used to work with homeless people, you know, blah blah blah. I work in the medical field. Well, my family, who I am in a situation right now of having to help take care of, are super judgmental and are always saying something about somebody. And it just leaves me feeling just anxious and exhausted.
Oh, wow. Well,
Amazing card.
isn't that interesting, right? Because I don't know sometimes what the card means, but I know you do. And I'm connecting with your heart right now. And it's just a one way for us to communicate and get resolution. So when I hear what you're saying and I get this card, to me, it tells me it's time for some really powerful boundaries around that verbal bullshit.
And, you know, I know that.
Yeah.
Here's the problem. My mother has dementia.
Okay.
So I can't just put my hand up and go, you know what? I'm not going to hang out with you. I can't do that.
Right.
So, yeah, I've got a book. It's called The Survival Guide for Empaths. And I'm going to go back through that and work through some of the protective exercises so that it can get close to me, but not in.
Right.
That's a wonderful tool
of protection, because it doesn't make me angry. It just hurts my heart so much. I just want to cry and go to bed when I get done hanging out over there. So yeah, this is
Virginia,
this is good to remind me that I need to do that.
Yeah, hopefully this helps, and that book will help as well.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your share.
Yes. And I think what's really cool about this is this is a card that's saying you get to bring your power back. Yes, people are going to say things all the time, whether they have dementia or not, friends, family, they're always going to have a voice. But it's actually up to you to determine what you're going to do with that sound frequency.
Wonderful.
You can actually listen to it and not let it in. Go, oh, mom, there it is again. Okay.
Send it back.
Take a deep breath. What I do often is when I know I'm going into places where I might get energetically drained, I take a deep breath. And as I push that bubble out, I put plexiglass around me. So I let all the love and light out, and I only let love and light in, and everything else gets deflected.
Lovely.
Yeah.
That's a lovely tool.
I would
put in our toolbox.
Yes, I would offer that. Yes, I love that. And also, here are some beautiful affirmations. I live in balance and peace. She's not balanced. It's not her fault. But you can live in balance and peace. You are patient and present with the flow of your life. Virginia, you get to decide that. Yeah.
Wonderful. Okay. Throat chakra, which is
throat. It's your favorite, Tony. Okay, let's buckle in. Here we go.
Okay, here we go. Ready?
Yeah, so this is our beautiful throat chakra located right here. It kind of goes from like your top of your ear down. So like auditory, nasal, and throat, thyroid stuff. The element here is sound, and jaw. Is sound and vibration. So when we think about that, that's actually what our words are, aren't they? Our words are just sound and vibration. So this chakra is all about really being intentional with your words, being very mindful about speaking your truth and communicating wholeheartedly without reservation. Yeah. So when all your other chakras are really aligned, your throat chakra just shines. Yeah. So you can imagine, right? This is a really clear, articulate communicator. This is somebody very powerful and present. They are also people that are good listeners. Yeah. When your throat chakra is really alive and balanced, they're listening to understand. They're not listening to respond. They want to listen, process, and then speak. So when you're overactive, of course, these are people that are talking over you. These are people that are really loud. They're people that are very uncomfortable with silence. They're very, very poor listeners, excessive talking, arrogant even, because that's what that looks like, right, in the world. When you're underactive, you fear speaking. So these are the folks that trail off when they talk, and they're having a conversation. Like they're just going to trail off into nothing. And you're like, what? What did you say? Those are folks that are lacking in worth. They're struggling with their worthiness. So their throat chakra shuts down. Yeah. So when this chakra is really activated, this is when you show up in the world authentically and powerfully. So physically, this looks like, Joni, we were talking about this earlier, the TMJ, constantly clearing your throat, sore throats, hearing problems, speaking too much or too little. And emotionally, it looks like addiction, opinionated, right? People who are very judgy, people that are really struggling with their self-worth that might manifest in their speech somehow as in trailing off or stuttering, not clear or confident. And these are folks that are often misunderstood. So if you're a person that says, you know what, I just can't win. I'm always misunderstood. This is an out of balance throat chakra. Okay. Because something is happening with the understanding and the conversation. So spiritually, this looks like frustration with spirit. It looks like you're unable to translate messages from your spirit guides or, from spirit or the universe. It's very difficult meditating. And it's really hard for these folks to articulate their life purpose. So they feel really stuck. Anybody resonate with this?
Besides me. Who else? Anybody else?
Okay.
Roberta does. So let's pull a card for Roberta.
Roberta. Okay. Wow. All right. So expansion. Okay. Wow. Expansion is your card. So this tells me that you're in a really powerful state of expansion, meaning you are learning to use your voice in a new and powerful way that is different than you were before. Does this resonate with you? Oh, I think you're muted. Sorry.
There we go. Yeah.
There you are. Hi,
yes.
Roberta.
Hello. Good afternoon. Yes, it does resonate with in the fact that like with my now it makes sense why I've lost my hearing, 40% of my hearing. So now it's like I've got to find other ways to communicate and to understand. So I've found myself with having to wear the hearing aids. They still don't really work. So I have to watch people intently. And
Oh, wow.
so it's almost like looking into them to see what they really want. And so sometimes I'm not comfortable with that because I'm seeing what they want before they even tell me.
Interesting.
And it's kind of freaky. Yeah, it startles me. And then being in customer service, they're kind of like going, whoa. And I have to kind of fib about it and say, no, I just saw you looking at something and I saw the direction you're going. Yeah, you got to make things up, but no, it does. I've allowed myself. I've been working on myself quite a bit, but I invited spirit and my divine family to show me what they need me to do. And when you give them the opportunity and the authority to take control of the steering wheel, they're going to do it. And
absolutely.
And so right now I'm just hanging on.
Good.
I love that.
Thank you for your share, Roberta.
Yes, thank you so much. And wow, what an expansion. Like it's really, like you are really expanding that beautiful throat chakra in ways that it's kind of you're being forced to.
Yeah, so exactly.
I really honor that. And I want to thank you for sharing that. And really honoring and accepting what's happening right now, that there's lots of different layers that are happening and that you get to embrace these intentions. I speak clearly and articulate my thoughts and passions easily. I listen to understand people around me before I'm speaking because you are now.
Yes, I have to.
Yeah.
So if I misunderstand something, it's on me.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, wow. Thank you. And
thank you so much
on this expansion. Wow.
Thank you.
So let's go to the third eye. This is light and intuition.
Here.
Right here, our beautiful third eye. And feel free to give her a couple taps if you want to. We're opening her up right now and connecting. This is about serendipity. You ever get that where like all these things are just happening and you're like, oh my gosh, that is
all the time.
Yeah. I was on a girls trip this weekend with my beautiful friend, Laura, and that was the theme. It was like everything that was happening was like so divine. And it was amazing. And that was our, probably our collective third eyes, igniting. And this is also really associated with trusting your gut because their gut is really our second brain, isn't it?
Yes.
So the third eye balance, right? These are really intuitive people. They're ready to trust in the signs and symbols and information that they're getting. And whether you believe in God or spirit or angels or the universal consciousness, whatever that is, you're open to it, right? You're receiving that information and using it and integrating it in a powerful way for you. So an overactive third eye, and everyone thinks, oh, it's so great, you're so intuitive. But when it's overactive, we get headaches. We're not being mindful. We can get nightmares because when we go into that theta state and our dream states, that's when spirit really comes in full force. And you're like, I'm getting all kinds of weird dreams. I don't know what's happening here, right? Overactive, difficulty making connections with people because we're too high vibe.
Mhm.
When we're underactive, we see this a lot with spiritual people, right? They're kind of out there. They got to pull themselves back in. But then if they're underactive, poor vision, unable to see patterns in their life, unable to remember their dreams or have a lack of vision. Yeah. So this is our ability to really access our inner wisdom. So how this shows up? Eye issues, glaucoma, poor vision, headaches, nightmares, insensitivity because we're shutting ourselves off. Emotionally, it looks like a lack of discipline, bad judgment, loss of emotional intelligence, confusion. Spiritually, it's closing off to spirit. Yeah. But also, we're craving it. You're craving it so deeply, like you want to just get all the signs and all the symbols, and you want to connect so badly, you get frustrated. Anybody resonate with any of this?
Who resonates with this one?
Who's going to be the lucky receiver?
Let's see.
Oh, Mindy?
Mindy? Okay, Mindy, let's
All
go.
right. Okay, Miss Mindy, what is your
Yes, Mindy.
Wow, this just fell out of here, Mindy. I mean, this is so, and I want to just honor, if you are re-listening to this, if you resonate with any of these cards are not just for you. They're for everybody. Anybody who resonates with that messaging, it's for you because we're all connected here. But your card, Mindy, is balance. So right now, you are in a really profound state of creating balance in your life, spiritually, emotionally, energetically, and physically. Does this make sense to you?
Yes,
Mindy,
it does.
oh, great.
Okay.
Good. Thank you for sharing.
Yes. I just want to add one more thing before we leave with that one. Sometimes, Mindy, this card, when I see this card, it really tells me that balance to me means every time you say yes to something, there is an inherent no. Every time you say yes to the PTA meeting, you're saying no to dinner with your family, right? There's always a no to every yes. So when I see this card, I want to say to you, it's okay to say no. Okay? It's
I'm
okay.
going to take some of that card too.
Yeah.
I think we can share that card.
Great card.
Yes,
It's a good card.
I know.
It's a very good card.
I mean, my company's named Infinite Balance because it's like what I just,
We all strive for balance in some way. Mindy, thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you so much, Mindy, for sharing. I hope that really resonates. Awesome. Awesome. Let's go to the crown. Our beautiful crown chakra.
Yes.
Okay. So the element here is this is our last chakra as well. So we're going to wrap this up here. Crown chakra is all about thought. And this is used to create self-awareness and also to connect with that universal consciousness. So it's up here. And I often, if you have any of my meditations, you'll see it's like a door opening and allowing beautiful love and light to enter your body and bring you divine truth. Yeah. So this is the theme is trusting in the universal consciousness. And it really allows you to see the bigger picture of life. So, when we're having an argument or we're upset about something, sometimes I just need to take a minute and open my crown and go, okay, everything's okay. I'm okay. We're okay. This is a blip and we're going to walk through it, right? So balanced, really connected to spirit. Wise. These are our wise sages and crones and, beautiful sovereign women and men that are really, really wise and bright sources of light and of knowledge and insight. Yeah. They learn about spiritual things easily and they're really unattached to the outcome, right? Which is really a beautiful place to be, right? When you're overactive, we become over intellectualized. We confuse ourselves. We dissociate from our body. We obsessively think. Underactive, we have learning disabilities. We are rigid in our beliefs. We become materialistic and we kind of like give up on spirit. Yeah. So this is the gateway, right, to the universal consciousness. Yes, I know. I always do this.
I always do this.
I know.
A lot of times I do that right before a Revel 11 event,
Love
just to get
it.
as much energy as I can.
Yes. And you know, when we speak that as our truth, right, it becomes, we're bringing in that beautiful, powerful energy. When the crown chakra is out of balance, we can experience brain issues, Alzheimer's, forgetfulness. These are really extreme, but nervous system, like nerve issues, like shaking, chronic conditions, chronic exhaustion, and disastrobation, which is one of the words that I've trademarked. It's part of my book that I'm writing, but it's essentially an over analyzing of something into action paralysis. When you,
I gotta say, I love that word.
oh yeah, right.
Yeah, right. What about the emotional side?
This is about a lack of purpose, a lack of meaning, trust issues, right? Really, really trust, loss of values and ethics. And spiritually, we really have a hard time connecting. We're really super connected. So we are light workers in the world. So when you're connected, you are really, really ready. Anybody resonate with these? And I'll pull you a card. Good, bad, or indifferent.
Why don't you pull a card for all of us?
Okay. I love it. I love it. Okay. Okay. So, okay, everybody. Our crown chakra is asking us to release. Release, 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 release all of that stuff in your life that does not serve you anymore. Only, release that space, because when we release that energy, that stuck energy, that's only when we're allowed to bring in the fresh, new light and love and intuition. Yeah.
Well, you know what, Manjeet, that is a word that I'm going to use in my life now, because I've been thinking about releasing a lot. So that is lovely. I'm so glad that's for everyone. And I'm going to take a lot of that one.
Yes.
So,
And, one of your big intentions might be, I am divinely guided.
yes.
Right? I am connected to the universal consciousness, because you get to do that. Yeah. I know we're at the end of our time.
Yeah, so just a quick question we had from one of our guests. I want to make sure that we get to that from Steph. She was wondering, how do you pay, like for each of the chakras, how do you pay attention to more or less of them? I mean, how do you balance what's resonating? Because there's so many that we can align with in the 7 chakras. So, and all of the different elements that you gave. So how do we like jump in and make sure that we can get balanced by using the chakra system?
Yeah, well, I think this is a great first step, is creating awareness, right? Creating awareness around where are the areas in your life that you're feeling disconnected from. Maybe it is a creative part of you that wants to come forward. Maybe it's a desire for you to want to connect more with spirit, or maybe it is this throat chakra that's really blocking you. So that's where the work starts. So I would say, based on even just this, 60-minute time together, maybe make a note and do some journaling around what are the top 5 things that were really calling your attention,
Wonderful.
Then we can start breaking it down.
Wonderful. Manjeet, this was fabulous as usual. I always learn so much each and every time. Laura Lee, we're at the end. So why don't I connect you? I'll send out an email with Manjeet's contact information. I want to thank all of you for joining us today. It's such a joy to see you, and there's a lot coming up on Revel 11. So please check out our website at revel11.com for both more online events and events here in Seattle. Thanks so much. Have a great rest of the week.
Thank you all for being here.
Thank you.
Mwah. Mwah. Thank you.
Mwah, mwah.